Next up on WTV, eSports, this week's edition of Real Talk, and today's Sports Minute. WTV's daily update starts now. Good morning, Red Hawk Nation. Today is Friday, November 15th, and I'm Advik Dixit with today's daily update brought to you by Wingspan TV. Students won't start the process for picking classes for next year until the second semester, but students thinking about taking a class at the CTE Center have the chance to get some insight well before then. WTV's Ethan Ashmore has a story.
From 5 to 6:30, the Career and Technical Education Center, or the CTE Center, will be holding an interactive open house Monday night. The open house will be open to students and parents to see different classes and careers including marketing, law, health science, and construction. There will be hands-on activities and sample projects to view about all the different career pathways for you to experience. Instructors and teachers will be there to answer any questions students may have about courses. Reporting for WTV, I'm Ethan Ashmore.
As technology has become a more significant part of our lives, so has video games. And the view of video games as a waste of time is starting to change. WTV's Luke Martin has a story.
Shouts of excitement, groans of frustration, bright colors on the field of play. But these aren't your typical athletes, and this isn't your typical sport. It's all part of the school's eSports club.
There's a lot of benefits from gaming, not just like even video games, but the whole idea of gaming. It has a really strong historical background behind it, but it helps bring people together. It builds a sense of community. It's very inclusive and it's fun. So it's kind of nice to just have that element at our school. So that's why I wanted to bring eSports to Liberty.
The club meets every other Friday and hosts different games and tournaments each meeting.
So we have 3 big categories that we do. So the first one is we just have game nights. So every other Friday we do game nights where students just bring in whatever game they want to bring, and then we just play for like 2 hours or so. Okay, and then the other one is called tournament nights, where we pick a game and then we actually kind of simulate how a tournament might feel like. So we do that every other Friday as well in my classroom. It's a similar idea. So we're just all here in my classroom and just competing. And then the third one is on a national level. So we compete on a national level across the country, and then people can sign up to play against other high schools. And then if you do really well, you can either get recruited to play for college, or you can also get scholarships if you win your game. So it's very similar to sports actually, where you want to get recruited, you want to play for a school. So it's kind of weird to think about gaming being like a sport, but yeah, so you can still get recruited, you can still get scholarships, and etc.
The club officially starts competing competitively on Friday and provides students a chance to play video games without taking away from school.
I wanted to join eSports because eSports I always liked it. I thought it was fun, and like eSports club during school, it gave me a chance to like do what I liked at school without missing anything from school.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Luke Martin.
The Best Buddies Club is hosting an event on Sunday for anyone who would like to come. WTV's Will Jackson has the details.
The group will be taking over part of Strikes from 1 to 3 p.m. Sunday for the Bowling for Buddies event, something club president Amelia Howdigy hopes will become an annual thing.
So Bowling for Buddies is our fundraiser that we have for Best Buddies this year. We also did it last year and it was really successful.
Beyond trying to do something fun with and for the club, it's an important fundraiser according to Howdigy.
This fundraiser is to fundraise money for Best Buddies and for our own chapter so we can continue having fun events and doing stuff like this. If it wasn't for fundraisers as for stuff like last year and it carrying on over in our club funds, we wouldn't be able to do stuff like this for years to come. And so for this event, anyone is allowed to come. It's highly encouraged that all the members come, but if anyone is interested in the club or wants to, we really want as many people who want to come as possible. We also really, because this is a fundraiser, we're trying to get each member to fundraise at least $50, a minimum, and if more, great. But obviously this is for the nonprofit organization. This isn't just for ourselves. It's so we can give opportunities to people with special needs and to have this club to be able to enforce acceptance and inclusion within the school and in our own community.
The event is open to anybody who would like to come. Reporting for WTV, this is Will Jackson.
On this week's edition of Real Talk, WTV's Sydney Andrews hits the halls to ask students about Disney+.
WTV's Sydney Andrews with this week's edition of Real Talk, and today we're going to hit the halls and ask students about Disney+. You're going to buy Disney+?
Yes, I am when I get home.
I'm gonna log into somebody else's account and watch movies on it, but yeah, I'll use it.
Do you think Disney Plus is a good idea?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea just because it's like basically Netflix, except for since Netflix or Disney took all their shows off of Netflix, then it's like the same shows and plus more.
Who is your favorite Disney princess?
My favorite Disney princess is Tiana because she represents the Black culture. She represents Louisiana, even though I'm not from there.
What is your favorite Marvel character?
I really like Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man is probably my favorite Marvel character.
Let's see, Spider-Man, Thor, who else? Oh, of course, Tony Stark, the one and only, Iron Man.
What is your favorite old TV show or movie from Disney?
The Cheetah Girls. I love the Cheetah Girls.
Wizards of Waverly Place, and I don't want to say because of Selena Gomez, but because of Selena Gomez.
I think it's important for kids now to see the shows that we watched when we were younger.
Oh yeah, so they can have a good childhood, and talk about it when they're older.
I feel like the old school Disney when we were young, that's when Disney was live.
With this week's edition of Real Talk, this has been WTV's Sydney Andros.
On today's Sports Minute, WTV's Walker Shippey gives you a recap of basketball.
In their third game of the season, girls basketball matched up against the Denton Ryan Raiders last night. The team came out swinging, winning the first set by 3 points. The Redhawks stayed on top of the Raiders, winning the second, third, and fourth quarters by 15, 5, and 5 points respectively, finishing the game with a final score of 41-13 Redhawks. The team is looking to move their tournament record to 2-0 as they head into their next game with place, time, and date to be determined. Swimming and diving competed yesterday at the Bruce Eubanks Natatorium. The girls team placed first out of 6 teams with a score of 134. The boys team placed third out of 6 teams with a team score of 119. The girls and boys compete in their next meet, the TISCA qualifiers, on December 13th at the Bruce Eubanks Natatorium at 10 a.m. For WTV Sports, this is Walker Shippey.
If you're looking for more from Wingspan, you can follow us at Liberty Wingspan on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or visit our award-winning website, libertywingspan.com. And now for today's announcements. If you're interested in trying out for boys soccer and are not currently in the soccer class, please see Coach Kaiser in room C112 before school or during advisory no later than Monday, November 18th, or you will not be able to try out. All Adopt an Angel gifts must be submitted to 2B teachers by advisory on November 19th for final collection. No late items will be accepted. There will be no open advisory on the 19th as students will remain in 2B classes for angel gift collection and a presentation. The November 20th counselor session will cover the topics of ASVAB, Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery Test, which will be tested on campus on February 5th from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m., as well as other training and educational benefits associated with the military. That's it for today's daily update. This is Advik Dixit for Wingspan TV.